Hello, hello. We got a little stream hiccup in there. But hi. Hope you guys are doing well on this Christmas Eve. Look at that. Fancy little setup for us tonight. Galaxy, thank you for being here. Let's see. Only 2 more days. I'm so excited, Galaxy says. It's true. 2 more days till Xmas. Also, Galaxy says, I got pre-roll ads and 2 more just now. So the only time the stream should have pre-roll ads would be in literally the first couple of minutes because it's got that delay thing. I'll try to look into in the future taking out the delay if we want, because I think I can manually set it to 0. But hey, CT says hello. CT, by the way, I think unless I'm remembering wrong, I might have missed your sub, which is very silly of me. So I wanted to say thank you so much for subbing. I really, really appreciate it. That's super cool. And congrats on the founder badge. Very cool. Much appreciated. Galaxy, very excited to see you too. Excellent. Good stuff. Okay. Oh, and hey, Jinx Wild is here. Hey, Jinx, how's it going? Glad to see you. I hope you guys can hear the wonderful fire in the background. Yeah, thank you. Took some doing to make it happen. Also, I did set up a fancy ads manager thing in my streamer view shenanigans here. So I can tell you there will be an ad. It's telling me there will be an ad in 1 minute. So I think Galaxy, you got those yeah, I think that was the pre-roll thing because the first ad hadn't played yet. But yeah, what happens if there is a snooze button, but it looks like I can only use it 3 times. So maybe we'll try that in a little while. But hi. How's everybody doing? So today on our this special little Dex Friday Dex Day holiday special, we'll be reading some Christmas stories a little bit. First, it looks like we're 10 seconds from an ad, so I'm gonna relax by the fire for just a second, get some stuff ready. All right. So Galaxy's back. CT didn't have to deal with ads at all, so that's fantastic. Wondering where my... I went to go edit something and now my ads manager is gone. Oh boy. Shenanigans. Oh well. I really would like to get that back though. But anyway, hi. How are you guys doing? Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get... let's try edit. There we go. Ads manager. There we go. Get that right there. Galaxy says, good. All cozy and warm in my blankets with dinner. Excellent. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Okay. I successfully retrieved the ads manager. So that's good. Okay, so let's see. Galaxy says, it's been snowing all day here, and it's in the negatives. Oh boy. Sorry to hear that, Galaxy. Glad you're staying warm, though. Jinx, CT, how's it going by you guys? Too cold? Hopefully not. Hopefully not too cold. Don't want you guys to be suffering out there. Galaxy says, like my Texan body ain't prepared for this cold. I believe you. I believe you. Jinx says currently -5. Damn. Yeah, that's pretty cold. It's pretty cold. Living in California, I am fortunate enough to for it to have more mild temperatures. In fact, it has been pretty chilly the last several days, especially like a handful of days ago. It was very cold. But right now it's more like 70. So thankfully, we're doing okay. But yeah, like about a week ago, it was quite cold. It was like 45. Jinx says plus wind chill. Yeah, for sure. Galaxy, you're lucky, Dex. It's true. No, I have been very fortunate to be able to live in California, and I wanted to live here for a long time, and I'm very glad that I've been able to. CT says roads and sidewalks are super icy, so me and friends went sliding on them for a bit. Lol. Hey, budget ice skating. That's good. Good stuff. Making our own fun for the season. There's the Pokemon community game thing we got set up the other day. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, if you scroll down on the main area of the stream, I believe there should be like a panel there from which you can manage your Pokemon. You can catch him and, I don't know, do a bunch of other stuff. I had seen some other streamers playing around with that, so I thought it would be fun to get it set up on ours. Galaxy says, or a small bubble tab at the top you can click on in mobile. Copy that. Good to know. CT says, do you get anything when we do interact with the Pokemon thing? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think it's just kind of a thing you can opt into as a streamer of like, hey, if you want this on your page, then come get this little thing set up. So I did set up that thing. And but yeah, I could be wrong, to be honest. I don't I'm not super duper familiar with exactly what all of the inclusions of it are. Okay, Galaxy says, literally just chilling in stream with this active will give you money to get Pokeballs and stuff. That's also true. Yeah, I think that just by watching streams that have the community game active, that you will you'll get Pokemoney. So it's just another little fun thing to do. Galaxy says, and you can catch stuff as you please. It's true. It's true. Galaxy caught their favorite Pokemon the other day, Eevee. We were very excited. Yeah. Good stuff. So, shall we... What do you guys think? Shall we start with some... reading some stories? Or some poems or things like that? Jinx says, congrats, Galaxy. It's true. It's true. And Galaxy on the emotes. You know, in fact, yeah, you know what? Maybe I might end up reading this a couple of times today, but let's start with something special that I prepared for you guys. So I wrote a little poem that I hope you'll like. And it's called 'Twas the night before Xmas. Okay. 'Twas the night before Xmas, when all through the realm not a viewer was stirring, not even a bot. The emotes were hung up by Galaxy with care, in hope that St. Dax Mirage would soon be there. The homies were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of ranking up danced in their heads. And Nico in her kerchief and Nexu in their cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out of the stream there arose such a clatter, they sprang from their beds to see what was the matter. Away to their windows they flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to their wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a hot, sexy driver, so sleigh and so cracked, this iconic legend just must be St. Dax. Faster than amp-boosted Lucio's they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now CT, now Smolder, now Fusion and Mystic, on Waka, on Timber, and on Dab and Jinx Wild, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now Dax away, Dax away, Dax away all. As opponents before the wild whole hog fly, whether off of the map or up into the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of subs, and St. Dax in there too. And then, in a twinkling, they heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As they drew in their hands and were turning around, down the chimney St. Dax Mirage came with a bound. He was dressed in a sweet jacket, his hair flared in maroon. The sight of him caused every viewer to swoon. A bundle of subs he had flung on his back, and he looked like a rock star just opening his back. His eyes, how they twinkled, his hair, how ablaze, his face right out of Japanese animes. His smirk of a mouth was drawn up like a bow. Had no beard on his chin, but that wasn't really his style, so it didn't matter anyway, so don't worry about it. The smile on his lips flashed his white shiny teeth, and a radiant aura circled him like a wreath. He had a sleek face and a lean and toned belly that shook when he laughed, but not really like jelly. He spread happy spirit, a right jolly young elf, and they cheered when they saw him in spite of themselves. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave them to know they had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work. He smiled at the emotes, then turned with a smirk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." So there's our little Jinx says that was great. Galaxy OMG Dax. Yep. So there's our little poem. And yeah, I'll probably read that again later so that anybody that missed it gets a chance. But yeah, there you go. Everybody in here right now, it's in the poem. So I'm glad you guys got a chance to hear it. No, I do really appreciate you guys being here and you know, regular days as well as today. I know it's a little bit unusual, but you know, I hope you guys like a little change of pace every now and then. Galaxy says that's so cheesy but adorable. That's what I was going for. That's exactly, you know, that's what we aim for. So I'm glad it was. I'm glad it accomplished that. Yeah, cool. So let's see. Anything else, you guys? Any ideas for things to read or? Jinx gives the GG. Thank you. Yeah, I could. I mean, yeah. Today's open, so we can read stuff. We can just hang. I could try to figure out how to play some music if we want, but right now we're just chilling. Galaxy says, "I'm the resident emoter here." It's true. Emote master. As if to demonstrate. Jinx says, "Brilliant emoting." It's true. No, we were just joking about the other day, me and Nico, who is Zottlzenus, and Nexu, who is Tentacles Are People. We were joking about like trying to keep track of all of our emotes and how challenging that could be. But Galaxy's on it. Speaking of Galaxy being on it, Galaxy redeemed a stretch, a hydrate, and a posture check. Excellent. So I have already made my shake today, Galaxy. It's right here. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear, but It's in there. It's in this mug that I got. So here, let's get a hydrate in. I'm gonna mute my mic so you're not subjected to slurping or anything. Galaxy says, "Heh, I'm a master at keeping my emotes in use." It's true. We're very proud of you. Very impressed. All right, so then we have a stretch and a posture check. And we got 2 minutes to add. So here, all right, moving my mic so we can get a community stretch going on up here. We could do like a whole Dax yoga session today, honestly. Whatever we want. The world is our oyster. All right. So let's stand up, put our hands up together, stretch towards the ceiling, but be gentle with this one because you can sort of pop your shoulders out if you're too rough with it. So just and let's give a back bend. Yeah. Feels nice. Go over to the left. And over to the right. All right. Then let's get some arm circles in there. Make sure your shoulders are all loosened up. We got that full range of motion. And as we sit back down and settle in, we can make sure we're choosing a healthy posture with our back aligned. As Galaxy is fond of saying, no shrimp backs. There. That's better. And we'll take a nice deep breath. Okay. Ad should be starting in a few seconds here. So I'll see you guys in a minute. For my subs here, thank you for subbing. You guys don't have to see the ads. That's always cool. Wild Chingling appeared. If anybody wants that. CT says I got an ad somehow. That's weird. Huh. That's very weird. Let me... Okay, CT says I got an ad and it crashed Twitch. I'm back now, though. Yeah, honestly, I think Twitch is being a little bit strange lately. Yeah, that is quite strange. Okay, Galaxy says, I must go. We're decorating now, apparently. I'll be back, hopefully. Yeah, no worries, Galaxy. Thank you for being here. Jinx says, that's weird. CT, bye, Galaxy. Hopefully we see you soon. Jinx says, later. It's true, it's true. Yeah, weird. But, yeah. Anyway. So, hey. So let's see. Should we start looking for another story to read? Here. Let's go with a classic. You guys like How the Grinch Stole Christmas? Never heard of it. CT, you gotta be. You gotta be joshing me. Just trying to find the full text. I'm trying to find. All right. Got it. I almost wish... Maybe we'll figure out how to do this later in the stream. I don't know if it would be copyright and stuff, but I almost wish that we could watch the old animated movie together. That'd be fun. But I think that might be copyright. I don't know. We'll see. All right. How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then... oh, the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. And then the Whos, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together, with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Whos would start singing. And they'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop the whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, get up, and the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square. This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. But if Santa could do it, well then, so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, were the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums, and he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all of the bags, one by one, up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shove, when he heard a small sound, like the coo of a dove. And he turned around fast, and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was too small even for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 1/4 dawn, all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-toe to dump it. To the tip-top, sorry. He rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he was grinchishly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But the sound wasn't sad. Why, this sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. Very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes, then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing, without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't quite feel so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. And I thought there was one more page, but there's not. So instead, I will leave you with a rhyme with not. He himself, the Grinch, carved the roast beast. And that is the tale. All the who's, they say. So thank you for being here and listening today. There you go. There's a rhyme to end off the story. Hey, Tentacles is here. CT gives hearts. Jinx says epic. Thank you, thank you. Tentacles, I hope you caught some of the story. Jinx says woot. Thank you, thank you. So we're about a minute 15 from the ad. Tentacles says I did. Thank you, thank you. Tentacles, we also have a poem that I wrote earlier. Oh my god. Thank you, Papa Dax Kaplan. I try. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, this wonderful background I borrowed from Jeff Kaplan himself, the old president of Blizzard. He used to do a Yule log stream every year, and I thought, what better background to have with our wonderful little fire here than borrow it from Papa Jeff Kaplan. CT says, oh wait, I just noticed your legs. Yeah, those are shamelessly stolen from Jeff Kaplan, because I had to figure out a way to make it work. Okay, so we're 10 seconds from the ad, but thank you for being here, and I'll see you in just a minute. All right, so we'll see if the subs get ads again, because you shouldn't be getting ads, but I know sometimes they were doing that anyway, which is a little bit weird. But hopefully, yeah, it could be just Twitch being weird, but because subs, I'm pretty sure, aren't supposed to get any ads at all, right? Okay, CT says yes, and also no ads. So yeah, okay. Good. Yeah, so maybe Twitch was just having some shenanigans earlier, because Galaxy was talking about getting an extra ad and stuff like that, but so but I'm glad it seems to have fixed itself. And thank you again for subbing. I do really appreciate that. It's very exciting to have so Mystic was the first sub period, and they did that with Prime. But you are the first CT, you are the first like fully paid sub, which is really cool. Okay, CT says spoke too soon, got ads. That is so weird. That is so weird. Let me see what I can Like, it's not anything on my end, right? Community. Content. Let me see. Settings. Very weird. Okay, CT, I just tried yeah, CT, I just tried because I found the setting on my thing to make sure that subs have ad-free viewing. So just I tried toggling it. So just try refreshing because it's super duper should not be doing that. And if it does continue to do that, I need to contact Twitch support because that is not supposed to be happening. Okay, so just keep me informed. Let me know if there's any shenanigans with that because that should not be going on for sure. Anywho. Oh, hey, speaking of subs, Sage Mode. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. Okay. Um, CD says just refresh, so hope it works. Jinx says you did a great job melding with the scene. Thank you. Yeah, huge shout out thanks to my best friend, as well as Nico Zottelzinus for helping with getting everything set up for this. Tentacles said, yeah, might need to refresh stream. Sage Mode says, hello there. You got a beautiful place, my dude. Thank you, Sage Mode. I appreciate it. CT says, okay. Sage Mode subscribed at tier 1. Thank you so much. I was just talking about how much I appreciate. It's very, very cool. Because, Mystic was our first sub period. Oh, Sage Mode says I gotta go. Okay, yeah, no worries. Thank you for stopping by and thank you for subbing. Sage Mode Chad sub. It's true. No, but yeah, because we were just talking about how Mystic was our first ever sub, but they subbed with Prime, and then CT was our first paid sub, which is very, very cool. On the back end, they work slightly differently for the streamer, but so like we get a slightly higher split for actual paid subs as opposed to Prime subs, or at least that's what it looked like. I a lot of this stuff is a little bit dense to try to understand, but I was trying to look through it. So, but yeah, so thank you, really really appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, it is thanks to you guys that we were able to get affiliate at all in the first place. Like that was a goal that, so like for my whole first month of streaming, I had one follower and like no viewers, and which is like okay, I kept at it because that's what you got to do. But yeah, the old joke is like streaming to no one is uh it's harder. It's way harder to stream to no one than it is to stream to people. Um, and that's why, like for instance, just last night, I think me and Nexu and Nico were joking about how like uh, in order to have a just chatting stream, you have to have chatters. You know what I mean? There has to be enough people that want to hang out and listen and chat. And uh, so yeah, so I'm glad that you guys are here, because we couldn't do it without you. Um, but yeah, tentacles with more emotes. Excellent. What a pro. Oh yeah, tentacles. You didn't hear the poem earlier. We have a very special poem. I just read it not too long ago though, so I'm not going to read it again right now. But if you hang out, I'm sure you'll hear um, you'll hear me read it again in a little bit. So in the meantime, does anybody have any recommendations of stories to read, or anything that next who says bet sounds good. But yeah, if people have any recommendations of things to read, or um, Christmas stories, or just kind of any stories, or if there's something you want to talk about. Otherwise, I'll go take a look. Let's see, classic Christmas stories, classic holiday stories. Let's go with that. Oh, Christmas Carol. I wonder how long the actual written version of Christmas Carol is. Yeah, let me take a look at that actually. Yeah, I could read Christmas Carol. It's a little bit of a longer story, but we could do that. Tentacles are people. Did you already do "Twas the Night Before Christmas"? Well, uh, we did. We did "Twas the Night Before Christmas," which is our. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna read because it is short. Uh, People who heard it already, like an hour ago, would you mind if I read the our little parody poem for Nexu here? Jinx says, "Do it again." CT says it's all good. Okay, fine. Yeah, here. Okay. Okay, Nexu, here we go. Settle in. Get some nice headphones. No, I'm just kidding. Because here's because you specifically recommended and asked for it. Um, okay, so here's the poem we wrote. Okay, so this is entitled "'Twas the night before Xmas." Okay, and let me make sure that I'm not. Yeah, okay, we got time. Oh, and Smolder says, "Happy HoliDax." Hello, hello. Perfect timing, actually, because we're about to read. Yeah, that's actually super perfect timing. We were about to do our second reading of our little poem that we wrote for uh, our yeah HoliDax special. Smolder says, "Okay, perfect. Yeah, awesome." Jinx says, "Spooky." Or I guess spoke technically, but it's fine. Okay, here we go. So this is entitled "'Twas the night before Xmas." Okay. "'Twas the night before Xmas, when all through the realm not a viewer was stirring, not even a bot. The emotes were hung up by Galaxy with care, in hopes that St. Dax Mirage soon would be there. The homies were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of ranking up danced in their heads. And and Nico in her kerchief and Nexu in their cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out of the stream there arose such a clatter, they sprang from their beds to see what was the matter. Away to the windows they flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to their wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a hot, sexy driver, so sleigh and so cracked, this iconic legend just must be St. Dax. Faster than amp-boosted Lucio's they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now CT, now Smolder, now Fusion and Mystic, on Waka, on Timber, and on Dab and Jinx Wild. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now Dax away, Dax away, Dax away all. As opponents before the wild whole hog fly, whether off of the map or up into the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of subs and St. Dax in there too. And then, in a twinkling, they heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As they drew in their hands and were turning around, down the chimney St. Dax Mirage came with a bound. He was dressed in a sweet jacket, his hair flared in maroon. The sight of him caused every viewer to swoon. A bundle of subs he had flung on his back, and he looked like a rock star just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his hair, how ablaze, his face right out of Japanese animes. His smirk of a mouth was drawn up like a bow, had no beard on his chin, but that wasn't really his style, so it didn't really matter anyway, so don't worry about it. The smile on his lips flashed his white shiny teeth, and a radiant aura circled him like a wreath. He had a sleek face and a lean and toned belly that shook when he laughed, but not really like jelly. He spread happy spirit, a right jolly young elf, and they cheered when they saw him in spite of themselves. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave them to know they had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and smiled at the emotes, then turned with a smirk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But they heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Xmas to all, and to all a good night." So there you go. Oh my god. Smolder says, "This is amazing. Holy shit." Tentacles says, "OMG," with some incredible emotes. Lamau, Jinx gives hearts. Tentacles with the dancing. Tentacles, that was so good. OMG. I mean, if you say so. No, I'm just kidding. Spooky Smolder subscribed at tier 1. Oh my gosh. You guys are too much. Thank you so much, Smolder. Wow. Thank you. No, I really, really appreciate it. That I'm smiling so much right now. Thanks. Yeah, no, I try my best. And Tentacles says I'm cracking up. Yeah. Smolder says it was entirely for this incredible poem. Well, thank you. Thank you. No. Even if nothing else that I've ever done, I'm glad that you enjoyed the poem. I'm just kidding. Just joshing you. No, that's I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. I'm so proud of you, dude. Thank you, Smolder. Oh, and also, Smolder, we were joking earlier about borrowing. We borrowed this background and these legs from Jeff Kaplan, and Tentacles and CT were both talking about how incredible the legs look. And Smolder says, Lamau, you stole his legs? It's true. Yep. Stole them right from Mr. Kaplan himself. Let's see. Smolder says, I have to run. I'm at work right now, but I had to stop in. Thank you. Lamau, you stole his legs. It's true. Yep. We cornered Daddy Jeff in an alley, and we beat him up and stole his legs, and now here we are. All right, so here we got about a minute 15 to add. CT and Smolder and Sage Mode, if you're still here, just make sure that you guys should not be getting excuse me, you guys should not be getting ads. I double checked the settings and stuff, so that should definitely be clear on that. Just in case, let me know, but otherwise, yeah. In the meantime, since Galaxy had to go help with something for a minute, I am going to redeem a hydrate for everybody. So make sure you have a nice cozy drink and have a drink of that drink. And I'll see you in about a minute. Thank you again for being here. CT says no ads so far. That's a good sign. And just to make sure, you guys can hear the fire in the background. Whoa, sure, hello, shit, sorry. You guys can hear the fire in the background, right? There should be like a crackling fire. Just only barely, I think. Yeah, that's okay. It's not supposed to be super loud, but as long as you can hear it. Tentacle says a little bit, but maybe it's because I'm on my phone. Yeah, that's fine. It's only supposed to be quiet. CT says I'm not sure if it's the fire or static. That's fair. It's probably the fire. Here, let me. Okay, fire's gonna get louder. Okay, now can you hear it? Here, I'm gonna mute my mic for a sec so I can check. You know what's funny? It almost seems like you can only hear it while I'm talking, which I don't know why it would be doing that. Or no, you know what it is? It's sharing an audio. Weird. Okay, it's sharing an audio line with my mic for some reason, which I have no idea how or why it's doing that. But so if I mute my microphone for some reason, it also mutes the fire. That's quite strange. But I think you should be able to regularly hear the fire. Because now my mic is not muted. Like if I'm just quiet for a minute. Can you hear the fire? CT says, I don't think so. I'm also on mobile and I think it's static. I think what you're hearing as static is supposed to be the fire. Jinx says mine is clear. Clear as in you can hear the fire or you can't hear the fire? Jinx. Okay, Jinx says, from laptop, do not hear fire, but no static. Oh, am I a silly gentleman? 1 second. I am a silly gentleman. I think I just fixed it. Okay, tell me if that's too loud, though. Yeah, okay. I fixed it. Jeez, sorry. OBS is silly. I fixed it. Tell me if that's too loud at all. CT says it's good for me. Okay. Man, being a streamer is hard. You gotta juggle a lot of stuff. Also, Pokemon community game, Wild Magneton. so the level's not too quiet for you guys. Or sorry, not too quiet or too loud as far as the fire goes. Okay, Jinx says mine is brown. CT says it sounds perfect. Good. Yeah. It's funny. Audio balance is the hardest thing to check as a streamer because you can't like I mean you can, but it's difficult to like even Drew Gooden joked about that and I don't know if you guys watched Drew Gooden, but he had a video about he like tried to like for the video he tried to become a streamer in like a week or something, and he one of the things he was joking about was that in like one of his first streams, first he never enabled VODs, but then also in one of his first streams that even that he did enable VODs, he his audio levels were off, so you like could barely hear him over the game for the entire stream, but there was literally no one there to tell him that. So that's why I appreciate you guys letting me know, you know, when things are weird so that I can fix them. Tentacle says, lol, I remember having streams like that. Yeah. And Jinx says, aw. Yep. The trials and tribulations. But again, that's why I appreciate having you guys here.